Today.
Hello again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I accountant? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow. Things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the October 27th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. Coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP. Streaming live someplace, right?
Here, there, and everywhere.
Booming across the cool and damp cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 1.4 million listeners residing here in the Tri-County area. That's still a staggering amount. That's a little bit less than the lottery money that I didn't win last night.
Yeah.
You did you win in it?
Oh, yeah. I was from South Carolina. I told you.
And that's why you're
that's
here
why I'm
today.
still here,
Right.
yeah.
Being brought to you this morning by our, what? What's he laughing for? He didn't win either.
Oh, I listen to Wayne.
Oh.
It's the little things that bring joy.
Brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. With us this morning, our very special guest, filling in for Elmo, who was with the all-male German choir today, participating in their statewide choral contest. And by the way, they're defending their first-place finish from last year, so I wish them well.
I really thought about ditching this to go see that. That sounds like way more fun.
You should have called me, Wayne. I would have gone with you.
Well, I'm going to introduce my special guest here, and the way things were starting out, they'll probably go with you, too. You have a full car. Anyway, he's up there defending the Kenosha Today show with the highest standards that Elmo can muster.
Yeah.
And anyway, joining us, a former Stump the Chumps winner, little Dickie Baltus, joins us this morning. And as an added benefit, he brings his lovely wife, Tricia.
Yes.
Don't call me Pat.
Right.
Sorry, I got that right. I won't say it again. I promise.
She's going to knock you out, Scotty. You're not going to make it.
She's here hanging on every word. You know, I see him in the parking lot. Dick's out. He was walking to the door with me, and she's still in the car with the door, with the engine running and the thing locked. And I said, "You got to come in here." I ain't going. Anyway, also my boyhood hero. Do you want to recognize anybody right off the bat?
I'd like to welcome and say hello to all our friends and neighbors and everyone else.
All out there in America. Tricia, do you have a special shout-out for someone?
You have to speak. It's radio.
This is radio. Some of our listeners understand shaking your head, but
So, luckily, when this re-airs on Channel 14, they'll be able to see her shaking her head. No.
Of course, also my boyhood hero, our video coordinator, the Love Doctor, Spider Ronnie the camera dude, joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Tricia, did you ever see a real live Love Doctor? Take a look over there. Love Doctor 1, Love Doctor 2. So you got to slide up a little closer there, Tricia, and then you got to speak into the microphone. Yep. Engineering and board operating. This is what a board operator and engineer looks like.
Yeah, the back of a monitor, from her perspective.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
I do it on purpose.
I
Yes.
didn't. Anyway.
We're covered.
The Kenosha Trolley Ride this morning, Wacky Wayne is here pushing all the buttons, and as we talked about, keeping us safe from litigation.
Ideally, yes.
I haven't had any litigation lately.
Thankfully.
But, you know, the year's not over yet. So.
It's true. It's still early. You
And-
got a couple months.
Yeah. And, you know, anyway, this week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge is sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services, and the Kenosha Today Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word, and the first caller to say that will win a $20 Boathouse gift card. Coming up after the 11:30 break, Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City and Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. See, when people win, generally, they win prizes. Unlike the one Dick won where he showed up here. We actually pay out sometimes.
Only if you let them win, yeah.
It's pretty stiff.
Depends on who's paying.
Yeah, there you go. If I got to pay, then it gets a little tough. But, yeah, nothing in life is free. See, pay attention to that. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category written on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And I have 10 this week. On occasion, I get a little nervous, get rushed at the end, and
You get excited is what the problem is.
And I might forget
Right.
one or two. But these are the top 10 ways to make Halloween more exciting here in Kenosha. And by the way, we are going to be talking about Halloween pumpkins and carvings and some other probably non-interesting stuff dealing with Halloween. Also, during the half hour, we'll be playing Stump the Chumps, Dick, and showing how our lucky listeners an opportunity to see if they're actually smarter, which you were at the time. That's the second time you won.
Everyone gets lucky once in a while.
Boy, I can... Tricia, you go along with that? Once in a while, right? And if you're successful in stumping the chumps, you get to join us for an upcoming show. And who's he talking to?
Stu. I'm here till noon.
The missus?
No, Stu.
Duke.
Stu. Yeah,
Stu.
Oh.
Well, we don't care about him. You all set now, cowboy?
What, you can't hold the show without me? Are you that worried you're going to say something dumb?
No.
No, you're covered on the dumb thing. What, you need me to hold your hand, Scotty? You need to be able to see me? You've got Dick right next to you. You got Tricia. You've got people to talk to.
I'm here.
I turned off my mic so that way the audience didn't hear. There was no break in the show. I know you don't do radio for a living. I get it.
It's Halloween. It's Halloween, and I'm very insecure.
I know. I see you didn't wear your dress today. Didn't decide to dress up, huh?
It's the first time Trisha's been exposed to one. Not exposed. You probably. I didn't.
Let's hope she hasn't been exposed to you. Her husband's here.
Yeah, how long have you been married? Not counting today.
Since May. How long
This
is that?
May? Mm-hmm. Oh, geez, that's only like 6 months. Mm-hmm. So is the first 6 months in a marriage, is that the happiest, right?
It's like the first 17 years of knowing each other.
Oh, so you were with each other 17 years, and then you decided for God knows what reason to get married, right?
Well, I used to drink.
So getting married,
What does that have to do with it?
yeah, there's not a married guy that I know of that doesn't drink.
I haven't caused him to drink again.
Oh, no. Send him down to the boathouse on Friday afternoons. We'll take care of that.
I've spent some time there.
No, we don't encourage that type of behavior, seriously. But if you're on your own, bring a Uber driver and lots of cash.
There you go.
Anyway, you get to join us for an upcoming show to see all the intricacies and planning of and the technology that goes into producing a high-powered energy radio show. So, Tricia, are you pretty much impressed so far?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we got to speak into the microphone just a little bit. We don't want to. We want to capture every word that you say
for litigation purposes.
Yeah, in case.
Just in case.
Just curious, Tricia, what would you normally be doing this morning if you weren't here?
Tell the truth.
Nothing but the truth. You're married now.
Sitting at home watching TV and playing with the dog.
Oh, and Dick, what would you be doing?
Tell the truth.
Playing with the dog.
We live an exciting life.
A lot of the gals that call in here are home cleaning toilets and doing some other household chores.
He does that one.
You clean the toilets?
Yes, I do. And most of the rest of the house.
No, married
also.
6 months and you're already cleaning the toilets? Man, this is not going to work out real well. Jeez, where's this going?
It's already started.
What'd you do for Sweetest Day last week?
Yeah, what did you do for Sweetest Day last
Oh, jeez.
So look at the time. He's got to
I
go.
showed up.
Showed up. I might have to end up at the half hour sitting between them.
Right.
Anyway, if you got a question for Dick and Tricia or something on some of the topics, 262-694-1050. Actually, I had a report. I saw this on CNN this week that Dickie here is up for Husband of the Year. Well, I just reported what I heard on CNN.
Fake news, I guess.
You know who he's up against? Get this: Matt Lauer, Bill Cosby, and Harvey Weinstein.
I never beat up a woman that I will admit to.
No.
Remember, recorded for litigation purposes.
For litigation purposes.
Can I get a copy? Of
Sure, go ahead. Would you want?
Could I get a copy of all this?
Sure, absolutely.
How many?
Well, there's one you file with the court and one you file with the attorney. You know. Why do I know that, you ask? Anyway.
Another story altogether.
It gets even better, folks, for those who might have forgotten. Tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can relive the magic. That was a Jumbo Jimtron thing. Relive the magic.
Relive the magic.
Here at AM 1050 WIP and listen to the replay of this show.
He's a creative guy. He comes up with good stuff like that.
Yeah.
Relive the magic.
He must be one of your understudies, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be his understudy.
And
technically.
everything you come up with is, well, I don't know if we want to take this.
I don't know about all that. Yeah. He's all creative and go get him. And I'm like,
Cover your butt is what
right,
you're
exactly.
And then you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And, now that the Packers are not playing tomorrow at noon, we should have a pretty good, attentive replay audience. But I think the Bears are playing at noon. So you're not a Bear fan, are you, Dick?
No, I am not. I have a Bear fan friend who might be able to confirm these issues.
Okay. Issues. Married 6 months and already he's got issues. He doesn't have issues, does he?
He has a lot of issues. We just can't talk about now.
Keep your hand on that button.
Jeez. Things to look forward to.
And everybody can sign up with the thousands of our fans and listeners who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation, like us on Facebook. Well, Wayne's been married for 9, and Ron's been married a couple times, and we won't get into my past.
Got a handful under your belt, right?
No, just the one.
Oh, just the one. Sorry, my mistake.
I have issues.
Yeah, he has other issues.
And on Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. At the Boathouse, you can come and join us getting silly with Scotty for all that. Hey, a couple. We have a phone call already.
Hey, Shirley. Shirley, we do.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning. I want to say good morning to Patricia.
It's
nice
Tricia.
to have a
It's
woman
Tricia.
on your show.
It's Tricia.
Tricia?
And don't call her Pat either. Otherwise, I'm going to be
Okay.
in big trouble.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
You think it's pretty good to have a
Okay, yeah,
woman
you're,
on?
You're having fun?
It's only been
It's
15
enlightening.
minutes.
Enlightening? Oh, yeah.
Hey, Shirley, I know that you saw this in the papers. It's actually today from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Kenosha County Job Center. Are you participating in the National Drug Take Back Saturday, where you have to give back all your pot in your garage?
Certainly, yeah. Certainly.
Last 3.5 years, Wisconsin has gathered over 400,000 pounds of unused drugs, and it's probably 390,000 from your garage alone.
Yeah, probably.
So the girls over at the church probably proud of you, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
They call this prescription. Actually, they include prescription drugs held biannual in April and October, and residents are invited to safely drop off unused prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, pet medications. You don't have any pets, do you?
No.
Who gives their pets medications?
We do.
Lots of
Really?
people.
What do you?
Yeah,
what kind
I did. We had 2 dogs we had a lot of pets, but and I had to give them medicine. Oh, yeah.
Oh, just a second, Tricia. What kind of medicine do you give your dogs?
Just the heartworm and flea and tick.
Oh, so that they don't crap all over the place and have little worms falling in your kitchen.
Sure.
Okay. Well, see, I'm pretty knowledgeable about that stuff. Oh,
Yeah, I
that's the-
see that.
But I have a friend who gives her dog allergy medication and shots.
Oh, jeez. This is why I don't have a dog at Barter Manor. When I live by myself, taking care of me is a full-time job. But I take shots and medications on occasion
Right.
for various things.
Right.
Doctor prescribed.
I'm sure.
Spray, liquids, and inhalers. You don't inhale anything anymore, do you, Shirley?
No.
So are you going to take all your drugs in your pot in the garage and take them over there and do your civic duty?
Well, I don't know. I think I'll keep them in the garage.
Oh, Shirley. Well, here's one more story dealing with your product. They legalized marijuana in Canada.
Yeah.
So here's this 9-year-old gal selling Girl Scout cookies. Now, you talk about a marketing genius. This little 9-year-old gal goes out, sets up a stand right outside the marijuana store. And within she sold 30 boxes within like 30 minutes, $90 gifted to the Girl Scouts. That's pretty genius, don't you think?
It is. Wow.
So you should probably take some of your goodies and go outside in your church vestibule there and start peddling your goods and see how that works out.
Yeah, we'll see how that would work out. Yeah. At 9 years old, wow, that's good.
$90 for the Girl Scouts. Maybe you can raise some money for your church.
Yeah.
Sell some dope, man.
Yeah, right.
You gonna do anything for Halloween trick or treating coming up? I think it's this Sunday. No, it's actually I take that back. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
On regular Halloween on the 31st from 4 to 8. And
You give out candy?
no, there is no Halloween celebration at Barter Manor. I've had some bad luck with the little snot-nosed kids. So what I do, I've said this.
You've had bad luck with a lot of people by your place. Just saying.
Before I was interrupted here,
Sorry.
I have a moat around my house, and I don't feed the alligators for a couple months, so they're pretty hungry. And the concertina wire, I put extra electrical charge. And at one time, the guards in the tower, I'd give them one bullet, but I thought that was a little tough on the snot-nosed kids, so they each get one taser. So there ain't no snot-nosed little kids coming to Barter Manor for Halloween this
I
year.
guess not. No. Yeah, we give out a little candy. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's not too many kids that come in our neighborhood anymore.
I know
Used to
a
have
guy that-
hundreds of them, but now there isn't so many.
I knew a guy that was giving out staplers. Ronnie, Spider, wasn't that you giving out staplers?
No, not
And I knew another couple was giving out cans of soda. That was a pretty smart thing.
The kids all
Yeah.
love me.
But I guess nobody's coming to Shirley's neighborhood unless you're going to give out some of those little fat boys and have them roll
Yeah,
their
right.
own.
I know. Then I'd have a lot of grown-ups, and a lot of grown-ups would be there.
You know, there was an article in the paper today that Kenosha was ranked fourth, or for the fourth consecutive year, Kenosha ranked in the top 25 as one of the best places to take kids trick-or-treating. We came in 11th in 2018, 8th in 2017, yada, yada. And then some of the other cities were, someplace in Utah had 100. Their rating was 100. And someplace in Idaho, 96. Someplace in Washington State, 98. And El Paso. And you know what? Kenosha was 85. And the rating at Barter Manor was, guess what? 0.08.
Yeah, right.
For some reason, I don't understand what that was.
What's the
about.
criteria on that?
I guess it goes by safety and how much good
much
candy
loot you
and
can
how
get?
many kids don't get razor blades and
All right.
get sick and kids are running and getting pulled in wagons and the parents even have, get this, adult beverages. Phew, boy. Well, at any
Yeah,
rate,
we have when the kids do come, all the grown-ups are with them, and a lot of them bring their dogs. So I always have treats for the dogs.
oh God.
I do,
We'll
and
have to
they
remember.
really like that. Yeah.
You give treats for the dogs?
Yep.
What do they get,
I
a little
got
sea
milk
biscuit
bones.
or milk bones? Give that to the kids. Let the dogs fend for themselves. All right, Shirley, like always, you brought nothing to the table this morning, so
Well, thanks, and have fun, Tricia. Have fun, and your husband, Richard, is it?
Yes.
yeah, Richard.
Like you could forget Dick.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't forget him. Well, have a great time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Have a
bye.
nice day.
See ya.
Fun trick or treating. Bye.
Oh, yeah.
I got to read a sponsor here first.
You
before
okay?
we-
You're
before
choking
we-
over there. That bubble came early this week.
You know, the jobs are
Yeah.
all over at least in Kenosha County.
Right.
So,
They got a bunch
Get-
of places
get
getting
your
built
message
soon.
out.
Yeah.
oh, you didn't believe me, did you?
No, I was just reading the article, yeah.
Anyway, that poses a good question. For years, Halloween was on Sunday in the afternoon from 1 to 4, I think it was.
Really?
Yeah. And it
That's what
wasn't-
they do up here?
Yeah.
For me, Halloween's always been on Halloween.
Well, it did.
Changed it. Then.
But
It must be.
former Mayor Bosman changed it back because he bowed to pressure from somebody that Halloween's got to be on Halloween, as opposed to our 4th of July parade, which is always the last Sunday in June. So you see my rationale here,
I see
or
where
not,
you're going.
or
lack
lack
of rationale? Yeah. The
So
logic
anyway,
behind the decision making?
He bowed in, but see, back in the days when I was a kid, and Diggy, you went trick or treating.
Halloween used to be fun for kids.
We used to go out till 10.
Yeah.
And I remember in the Forest Park area where I grew up, I mean, people were out burning leaves when you could burn leaves and you didn't have to worry about the pollution.
Sure.
And we'd have 2 or 3 bags and you could go out and and geez, I was 12 and 13 and tried to get some candy and chase little girls. But as you got older, the candy dwindled down, and
The chasing girls got more?
yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
And you remember those days, don't you, Dick?
Look what it's turned into now.
Tricia, the catch of the day.
Yeah.
In my case, it's always catch and release, and I'm kicked to the curb, so.
And then you got to get a new paint job for your car. It's a horrible state of affairs.
No, we don't have to go there.
We're not going there. We're just a
262-694-1050.
brief stop on the travel through the show.
You know, here's some Halloween tips. You know, people are planning on spending $9 billion on an average of like almost $90 a household on Halloween candy.
Really?
You guys spend
That's
that
just for
much?
personal use.
Not that much, no.
I mean, you can go to, I'll say Sam's Club.
Sure.
And get a whole bag because I'd get candy to throw out in the 4th of July parade
Yeah,
in
yeah.
summers. And I think a whole thing with about 600 little pieces of Tootsie Rolls in them.
Sure.
We're about $6.99.
Yeah.
And then the kids, you know, then we throw out candy.
Yeah.
And, oh, don't you guys got more than Tootsie
Tootsie
Rolls?
Rolls? Of course.
Well, it's the cheapest thing out there. And these kids, you know, he's throwing them in the dirt and the thing, and the kids throwing them in. And then my buddy K-Dog,
Sure.
he's got 3 snot-nosed little boys standing there. He goes over as what he calls it, a math experience, and says, here's one for each of the kid. Instead of throwing them a whole bag full.
Sure.
And they just threw it back at him.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's why we get that reputation sometimes of not being. So anyway, if you, I'd like to hear from our listeners how much money you spend on Halloween, and no, aren't you supposed to even turn the light on?
Make sure the porch light's on so that way the kids can find their way
You
up
know
to
what
the
I
door.
did a couple years ago? I put a red light on my porch, and boy, did I have some real
Interesting
real
treaters.
tricks and treaters.
Yeah,
hadn't
I bet.
You don't do that, do you, Trish?
No,
We will
He does.
this year.
no. Blue light.
A blue light, and then about how much a person would spend on a Halloween costume. You know, if you buy a Halloween costume, it's basically cash. You're done. There's no return policy.
No.
Because some people.
Well, there's still places where you can rent a costume.
Yeah, but
Yeah, the Halloween Express.
oh, really?
Oh, no, they just sell them. Yeah.
Yeah, they sell them, and you know, I've seen on the internet. You know, $50-$60 and higher.
Right. Oh, at least.
But
Depends on how...
I'm not going to go as Little Red Riding Hood anymore. That just those days are gone for me.
yeah, right. You've got the red dress, though. So you've got options.
But that's only a size 14, and
You put on a little bit since then, more like a size 16 now?
I'm retaining a little water these days.
Is
so-
that what we're calling it? Okay. Retaining a little iced tea, yeah.
Yeah, little flavored.
In none of the right places. Got it.
Well, hey, you come see me when you're 69. See how good
I'll
good
stop.
you look.
I'll stop by the Memorial Cemetery to do that.
Well, I'll only be 130
Right.
or 100,
Yeah.
give or take. But at any rate, what do they do in Antioch?
Trick or
Where you
treat
from?
on Halloween. Yeah.
Okay. Do you give candy out?
No, I live in an apartment building. I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, we'll send your wife down on the in the hallway there. Hey, as long as before you Wayne here's last spring, I want to get Trisha's take on this,
Sure.
and Dick's too. Last spring, his wife broke her ankle, right?
Yes.
And she
fractured
was
her ankle.
in a cast.
Yeah.
And milking this thing for at least a couple months.
She was on offer. She was not allowed to put weight on it per the orthopedic for 2 months. I think it was.
So she says.
Right.
Now, Dick, the question first to you is, how long would you let your wife gold brick before you make her out cutting the yard? But maybe a week, give that?
Not months. I had a hip replacement, and I was back to work in 6 weeks. A hip replacement, not a sprained ankle.
Now, Tricia, you wouldn't, if you had a broken ankle, you wouldn't take advantage of your husband and milk this and sit on the couch and watch reruns of Jerry Springer eating bonbons, would you?
Yes, I would, but I wouldn't watch Jerry Springer.
Oh. Who would you watch, Maury?
No, Ellen.
Ellen. Oh, jeez. Well, I guess that's okay. But look at he's back in the old days, in the pioneer days, a woman's out there plowing the field, has a baby, takes a couple minutes, has the baby, puts it in the wagon, and continues going. I mean, that's when women were women.
Are you saying they're not women now?
No, I guess I didn't. That's not what I meant.
Let's think about this.
Boy,
for
look
a
at the
second.
phone lines light up now. Huh?
Better just quit.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Anyway,
Don't worry, you can order your quote woman online from Amazon.
you can do that.
I
Not
know.
from Amazon, but you.
I'm sure there's a Chinese place.
For about 10. We talked about
Yeah,
this.
12.
You can get a
12.5.
robotic
Yeah.
woman.
Woman.
Woman. And
Quotes.
also, you can get a robotic guy.
Oh, you can do that now too.
Yeah.
Probably.
And see
There's
this?
one already.
With a new hip.
2 hips and 1 shoulder.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning. This is Irish Ruth.
Tricia, this is
Uncle
Okay.
Uncle Elmo. Uncle Elmo. I used to have a balloon delivery business, and a couple of the staff were belly dancers, and I would just love to send a belly dancer to Uncle Scotty on Trick or Treat.
You would? Is postage?
I would.
A real
think
one?
It would. A real one.
Oh.
The belly dancers that I had. It was 30 years ago. I wouldn't.
Oh,
send
yeah, she's
anybody.
real good shape now.
I want a younger model of a belly dancer to send to Uncle Scotty.
So would I. So
for
Uncle Scotty would
Halloween.
love one.
I know he would. So Uncle Elmo, why don't you take that suggestion
Elmo's
and do
not here
that
today.
for Uncle Scotty?
Hey, Ruthie,
Yeah.
Elmo's not here today.
No, Ruth. It's Ruth. It's Ruth.
Okay.
I want to tell you what I'm putting out for Halloween.
Well, wait a minute. You didn't hear me. Elmo's not here today. He's with his all-male.
Oh, he's not?
He's with his
No.
all-male choir who doesn't let women in. They discriminate. But you,
Yeah, we know that. It went back in the day when women were women. You're absolutely right. Women.
hey, when you were out, when you were out with Libby Custer and that gang out there,
When women were
when
women.
women were
when
women.
women were women. You got
And
that right.
Did Libby pay for George's fancy haircut that he got at the Little Bighorn?
He didn't get a haircut. He was the only one. He was the only one of the 7th Cavalry that the Indians did not scalp. So that's really interesting. They respected him a great deal, and I can't really
Why
figure
would
that
you
out
open that up like that, Scott?
because the 2 Indians that he married in this life, they didn't respect
You know,
him
I'm
very
starting to lose you, Ruth. I'm sorry. You know, it's the static cling or something. They didn't put the tinfoil on that roof,
We're
on that
running a
roof,
little-
on that antenna.
On the huge
When
antenna
is
out
that
there.
going to get fixed? Because, you know, I feel so bad that we end up losing her call.
All the time, too. It must be just her phone call.
Well, she's calling from Illinois.
That must be it.
We're going to take a break today.
We might as well.
For the
just,
weather.
just this one time.
Well, no, but
wanna
how
skip
much,
all the
I
rest?
asked you, how much time do we have to devote to this? Because nobody cares about the weather. I mean, these fancy guys in CBS, is it? Who am I going to piss off today?
Other than me, nobody.
Oh, you
Because
did the
nobody's
weather?
listening to you.
You did the weather?
No, Pete did.
Oh, well, all you have to do is open up the drapes here in the WLIP weather deck, and it's cloudy. All right, now can we move on?
Because you've got enough material to fill that time?
Yeah, I got a whole
No,
bunch
you
of
don't.
stuff here. We're going to
No,
talk about
you
how to
don't.
carve a pumpkin.
I'm sure we are.
Well,
Let's take this break.
okay. Love the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We are coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP, spreading the love to over 1.4 million people here in the WIP listening area.
You know, you'd think we'd get a little something on the back end for spreading that much
surrounds
love.
us here at Camp Happy Face. Now I lost mine. All right, hang on.
All right. You guys have some technical difficulties over
Well,
there.
it was on. What happened to my... can you hear me all right?
I can. Everybody
I
else
can.
can.
Okay.
Just
can-
not you.
I guess... okay.
You can't hear yourself.
Anyway,
Can you hear us?
I can hear you only because we're in the same building here.
Right. There you go.
Again, yeah, but I still can't hear. We'll see if I get a call and if I can hear it.
You probably won't be able to hear it if you can't hear me speaking into the microphone.
Oh, I just had it now. All right, hang on.
So you got some
All right,
sensitive
we,
equipment over there. Remind me at the end of the show, I got to email the guy that takes care of such things.
Let me get you different at
Anyway,
Son of a-
we invite you to join the thousands of our fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. Anyway, that's enough of that. We brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Elmo was away on a singing assignment this morning, and he's filling in the former Stump the Chumps winner, Dickie Paltis, and his lovely wife, Tricia. And did we ever ask the question, what's a guide to a happy marriage?
No, not yet.
Oh, you had it there, Ron. Whatever. It was just a little disc.
So it's ever so slightly loose
hello,
in there.
I still can't hear that.
It's your plug.
You know, this happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, with Jimmy here. Yeah, totally melted down the show. We had to take like a 6-hour break.
There, just leave it. Don't touch it. No.
It's your headphone jack, your plug.
Oh, man, this is not going to end well.
You want to just cancel the show? Let's all go home.
Oh, we got to. This is, you know.
It's your head jack, yeah. It's sensitive.
So when you guys tune in to
There.
Spectrum TV
now I
Channel
have it.
14,
No, I got it. But see,
you can watch
listen now.
a grown man struggle with electronical
Now
equipment.
it's not plugged in all the way, and I hear this.
Well, that's because your plug doesn't quite work the way it used to, Scotty.
Don't laugh at him. You just don't encourage him. I was going to say, what's the secret to a happy marriage, but I don't care anymore.
Making sure your plug works.
Yeah, make sure your plug works. Come on, don't embarrass our friends here. Do you want to answer the question?
I waited for my second one till I was 60 years old, and I figured I would outlive any unhappiness that was brought upon me. But I have been very happy.
Tricia, your response? It's like point, counterpoint.
Look at her rubber head.
Boy,
I had to peek around. She had to concentrate on that. What's my answer?
For any of Tricia's friends that want to call in, give her some encouragement, 262-694-1050. And, of course, engineering and board operating the Kenosha State train wreck this morning. Hanging on my every word. He's the prettiest face here at WLIP.
Scary thought, isn't it?
You got to call Stu.
I do. I got to wrap with him really quick.
All right, how long is this going to take? You want
Probably
me
just a minute or two.
All right, I'll fill in here for you.
You be okay?
Yeah.
You got Dick and Tricia.
As long as
you don't
somebody-
need me. As long as nobody calls.
Yeah.
We'll be okay.
And says something stupid.
Well, don't say nothing stupid
Okay.
while I'm gone.
I guess.
I will warn any of my friends, do not call for a minute or two.
Coming now, watch the phones light up. As soon as you tell somebody don't, Coming up after the 11:30 break, our weekly editorial segment this week's, it's As the Pumpkin Turns. Oh, this is when we were supposed to do a, remember when we do the harp? As the pumpkin turns, everybody goes, oh. See, without the harp, it loses its luster, I guess. Also, no one in the, Ronnie, do you know how to hit a button to take a call?
Not there.
Wayne!
Oh, for a call?
For a call.
Yeah, better not, I guess.
Oh, go ahead, just try it. If there's one lit, just go ahead and push it. Okay, Wayne's back.
I don't know anybody's numbers.
Actually, he just wanted to come over and sit on your lap.
I don't know who's good or...
All right, let's try it. Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
I'd like to speak to Dick Malthus, please.
He's right here. Go ahead. Who's this, first of all?
This is Ken.
Ken.
I would have never guessed.
Okay, Ken, go ahead, ask him.
Up the conversation here a little bit.
All right.
I was thinking, Malthus, what would be the best band to go see in concert nowadays?
I have always wanted to go see Rob Zombie on a Halloween. I would think he would put on a good show. Or
What the hell's a Rob Zombie? Is that Rob there in the background?
He's created some horror movies, and he's puts on quite a show. I've told, and I've always wanted to go see him.
So,
If
Ken,
he
what
was around.
what makes you think he's knowledgeable about this?
He's a music genius over there.
He is? Can he
Good thing
sing?
You guys don't have a drum set. He'd be playing the drums for you, too.
Oh, he didn't tell us that. That was not on his resume.
Self-proclaimed genius.
Have you met his lovely wife, Tricia?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. She still texts you at midnight?
Sometimes.
Be quiet now.
Hey, by the way, you're out of scotch, too, by the way. And if you happen to think of it, pick up some pretzels for her, too.
Tricia, tell Scott who woke you up this morning.
Ken woke me up this morning with a text message.
See, Ken?
Just because you have to be
Yes,
up with
I
your kids
did.
don't mean I have to be up.
Hey, party don't start until I'm up.
Now, Dick's got a question. How do you put up with all her snoring? Who is that?
One of his
think
kids.
that's a fake question. That is not a fake question.
I don't snore.
If I knew how to work my phone better, I would prove it.
Well, Ken, you brought some very enlightening topics to the table here.
All righty, guys. I will continue to listen.
Okay.
Thanks, Ken.
See how this works out.
Thank you.
Have a good day,
I
man.
assume
See
he's
you
a
later.
friend of yours, right? Or former friend, however it works out.
I can't get rid of him.
Anyway, I did point out that Wacky Wayne was the prettiest face here at WIP.
Right.
Not in this studio, but
No, not anymore.
anyway. You get your business taken care of with Stu?
No, he didn't answer his phone. It's okay.
Okay.
No big deal.
Coming up after the 11:30 break, we did that already.
Yes.
As the pumpkin turns.
As the
Hey,
pumpkin
give us the
turns.
harp. So here we go. See, in the first part of the show, folks, it works a lot better. But by the time the third and the fourth comes around, it just doesn't.
No,
seem
it doesn't
to-
have the same pop.
Yeah, no.
Well, Elmo's sort of gone to a falsetto for the now.
I think when
Yeah.
it gets real high,
Yeah.
I think his underwear's too tight.
On a regular basis, every Saturday.
He's wearing Captain Mike's hand-me-downs.
That must be the problem.
Also, no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And if you happen to mention it, we'll send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. Also, the show is, I guess, being recorded for training purposes, or as Tricia says, in litigation deals. And you can relive the magic tomorrow at noon right here on AM 1050. And I don't think we're going to have to. We still have that thing. If we have to blip something out, you got to use the little clipboard.
Yeah, I still
write it
got to
down.
fill stuff out. Yeah.
Oh man,
Because then I got
paperwork.
then I got to fill out the time. Because then I got to remember for the replay tomorrow. Because we replay it tomorrow at noon, and I got to make sure to edit that out. Because what I blip here only blips it for over the air. Doesn't blip it for the recording.
Just leave it in.
You would think, but then the FCC levies fines and stuff.
Those guys don't have a sense of humor. Go ahead, Dick.
You
No,
learn
they don't.
something new every day,
Yeah.
and it's only morning.
All right. We knocked it out of the park early for you. Now you don't have to learn anything else today if you don't want to.
See, he does hang on your every word, and I think he's afraid of you. That's what I think.
He's afraid of me?
Yeah, I think so.
Who
As
is?
he should be.
I think Dick's afraid of you.
Oh. Like
Also, special thanks. Well, Elmo's not here,
no,
so I'm not going to thank him.
I wouldn't either.
Of course, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking categories, the top 10 ways to make Halloween more exciting. And now, boys and girls, Tricia, this is when it gets really exciting. You got the bell? Where's the bell?
Oh, hold on. You got a phone call first.
Oh, I do? Okay.
Yeah, you want to take it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
It's Irish Ruth. I want the secret word.
I want a stack of 20s 5 feet tall.
Yeah. I want to win the lottery. I want an airplane. I want a boat. I want
Since we're saying things we want.
I want a robotic doll. I want a.
Well, if I could find out what you did that made you the loser, then I could be the winner.
What?
Okay, my secret. Yeah,
Yes.
if I find out what you did while you're the loser, then I can be the winner.
This is only a 2-hour show.
We don't got that kind of time.
You want to talk about a loser? Okay. I'm
I
sorry.
want
Wait.
my secret word.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
I didn't.
also-
Wait a minute. It's my show here. If you were
Sometimes.
talking about losers, I'm surprised my colleague over here didn't bring up the 2-time failed mayoral candidate.
No, that's what Elmo's for. I leave your mayoral candidacy or lack thereof.
All right.
Out of
What
the
is
equation.
the word here?
Well, I also wanted to tell you what I was going to pass out for Halloween, but the secret word is ghost.
That is an incorrect answer. I'm very sorry, and thank you for playing. And now you guys feel sorry for Irish Ruth for not winning, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not even close.
Yeah. So, say hi to Libby. Anyway, now Tricia, as I started to say, it gets really exciting. It's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City and Jeopardy. Where's the bell? We need the bell. Ron, you got the bell? All right, bring it over here. Let Tricia see if she can handle the bell here. All right, here's what's going to happen. You have expertise in.
Bell ringing.
All right, that's good.
All right.
That's
You
good.
can ring my bell.
Oh, God. The Love Doctor sings.
Ring my bell.
And Dick's going, I can ring my chimes or hit
Yeah.
my chimes, something to that effect. Right?
Rock my world.
Rock my world. Anyway, this is the lightning round of City and Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, and to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest. No, those are. He clears the phone lines. Boy, I wish we haven't had 5 lines lit up.
Since you were picking.
Yeah, don't bring that up. We don't see. That's when we say we now clear the.
Since
phone
you were
lines.
on the front page of the paper?
Yeah, let's keep going here.
Moving on.
I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple choice question. You will get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from, and then you will hear the. Very good. She's a natural. And the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha, open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring lunch and dinner specials. And you can enjoy a beautiful waterfront view. Stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. Also, if you're planning a party or a banquet, you can call Joyce at 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at theboathousekenosha.com. Now, here's a very sophisticated question. According to Kenosha Today Halloween lore, what is the proper way to carve the perfect pumpkin? A. Let Kenosha's public works engineers sketch your design and plan on redoing it a minimum of 3 times. B. Scoop out the pulp and stuff it with an assortment of fresh roadkill. Or C. Invite all the moms on your block over for Jell-O shots. First caller, 262-694-1050. According to Kenosha Today Halloween lore, what is the proper way to carve a perfect pumpkin? A. Let Kenosha's... You don't have to do it again.
Once was enough.
Once was... Nothing you did. It's just, that's, All right. We have a first-time caller here. Or a first caller.
Well, we have a caller.
We have a caller. Okay. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today. Who's this?
This is Denise.
Denise. All right. Hang on, Denise. All right. You're calling to play the game, right, Denise?
Bernice.
Oh, Vunice?
No, Bernice.
Oh, Bernice.
B-A-B, Bernice.
There you
go. All right. You might have to get a correct spelling because I missed it. I got hearing problems this morning. All right, Bernice.
He's old. It's okay.
All right. Here's the question. According to Kenosha Today Halloween lore, what is the proper way to carve a perfect pumpkin? A. Let Kenosha's public works engineers sketch your design and planning on redoing it a minimum of 3 times. B. Scoop out the pulp and stuff it with an assortment of fresh roadkill. Or C. Invite all the moms on your block over for Jell-O shots. Bernice.
C.
Invite all the moms on your block over for Jell-O shots.
Give them something to do.
That's a that's a correct answer.
That is a correct answer.
See Dick's eyes light up. Well, you would invite all the moms. What about I guess I shouldn't have singled
Well,
out.
see, I don't have any children, so.
You know what they you can invite me over, but then again,
okay.
I'd be the reason why there should be one child left behind.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't like Jell-O shots, but anyway, are you gonna dress up for Halloween?
No.
What kind of spirit is that?
Oh, I'm too old to do things like that.
Are you going to give candy away?
Pardon?
Are you going to give candy away?
If I decide to go to the store and buy some.
Well, that would be a good reason. You got till Wednesday.
I know.
Are you going to carve a pumpkin?
No.
You're not into this Halloween thing, are you, Bernice? You're just not grasping the mood here.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I guess put on a black light and you know what you should do. What I do, get the guards in your tower and give them a couple tasers, keep all the snot-nosed kids away, and you got alligators in your moat around your house? Don't feed them. Don't feed them. And if you got concertina ware, just put an extra charge, and you will fall into your plan for not celebrating Halloween. And
well, I'd probably go out and get some candy for a little while.
I wouldn't. Don't waste your time. Let the little kids get their candy from
It should
someplace.
be on Sunday afternoons instead of in the dark at night.
Yeah,
now.
I agree.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm with Bernice on this.
Of course you are.
She's not celebrating, but I'm with her.
Right.
On this one. I think you have do you celebrate Christmas?
Oh, definitely.
Halloween? Not Halloween. Thanksgiving?
Sure.
You want to know when my birthday is?
When?
November 23rd.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Something to celebrate.
Something to celebrate. Why?
Well, I must be older than you because my birthday's the 13th.
Well, so you got me by 10 days.
Yeah. So I'm 10 days older than you are.
There you go, Bernice. I was told there wasn't going to be a lot of tough math problems here today. Hey, can I take this other... off the air, Wacky Wayne's going to get your name and address and phone number, And
Okay.
then I'll send you out this certificate on Monday. And if you come down to the boathouse, I'm only there days ending in Y, so pick one. And maybe see me on the deck and bring extra.
You're there every day.
Just the days ending in Y.
Yeah, I said you're there every day.
I'd rather not categorize it like that. All right, Bernice, I'm going to take this call while Wayne gets your information.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Yes, this be your trucker. I don't usually call you guys, but I was listening to you talking about alligators and stuff like that. But I'm over here on 7th Avenue in Washington. I always walk my grandma, who's only 97 years old. I walk her dog for her.
Okay.
And guess what I saw today? Now this has been quite a few times too. That's why I'm calling you.
Okay.
I've been seeing nothing but fox over by St. John's. This male dog. Okay.
It's a fox, a red fox.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the fox is red, and it's big. And my Pomeranian dog started barking at it, and it turned and showed teeth.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how close I was, and that was by St. John's Church over there.
You know, to tell you a true story, last summer I'm out at Brightondale, and I saw one of these foxes, and I was pretty afraid because it was prancing across the fairway, and they apparently had a den of about 5 in the woods out there. And when I inquired about it, they said, "Don't do anything. They are more afraid of a human." But
they are what?
Afraid of a human. But your dog took after him, so he's probably not a very smart dog.
Well, I'll tell you. And there was other people walking the dogs this morning because it is a beautiful morning, an autumn morning, and I really get along with nature. And I had my short timer stick from Nam with me, and in case I ever have a run-in with a real bad dog, I'll know how to take care of the situation because Pomeranians are not known to be great fighters, you know.
Well, Mr. Trucker, I got to let you go, but I would leave you with one advice since you're trying to live with nature. Don't go up to a tree and take some bark off it, if you get my drift.
You've got that right. You've got that right.
Okay, big boy.
Hey, that was good. I like that.
All right. Feel free to use it. I don't have a what do you call it on that?
Copyright.
Copyright, yeah.
All right.
All right, good. Thanks for the call.
God bless, guys, and have a great time hunting.
Hunting?
Sure.
What happened to that call? Oh, that was Bernice.
Well, Bernice was on 1.
Oh.
And then
Mr.
the person that was on 3 hung up because they got tired of waiting. And then this is them calling back.
Okay. All right. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
This is Gunga from Libertyville.
Gunga, my man.
I can tell you all about pumpkin stuffing.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Yes.
No, please don't go ahead. I don't want to know about pumpkin stuffing.
Hey.
Oh. Well, that's the problem with you. You don't want to accept knowledge.
There's some knowledge I don't need, Gunga.
Hey, Gunga, listen to this. As long as you called I got this. I saw this over the airwaves in Newcastle, Indiana, and I thought this was you. There's a mom is fighting to keep her 160-pound potbelly pig. Apparently, animals are not allowed within the city limits, and she's got a 10-month-old pig named Daisy, and claiming it's her emotional support animal. And she says, this is true. I thought this was your deal, because it says, it takes my mind off of what's wrong with me. Well, you will concur, Dr. Gunga, that anybody that has a potbelly pig at 160 pounds, you don't necessarily have to figure out what's wrong with her, right?
Certainly not. My suggestion to the pig lover would be to send it north up to Libertyville. I'll give you an address to send it to. I would like to be aware of this young, lovely pig. However, the gentleman is talking about the red foxes. The only red fox I'm concerned with is Shirley.
Oh, jeez.
That beautiful, fiery hair, the hair of auburn loveliness.
All right, slow down, big boy. You're making me sweat.
Oh.
And you got young, impressionable...
That didn't take long.
That doesn't take much.
That doesn't take
even
much.
get to lick the back of your ear.
Right. But remember, his plug doesn't work so good.
And you got young Dickie Bolta sitting there, and he's very impressionable, and he's got his lovely wife, Tricia. So you don't want to come in the middle of anything, do you?
Oh, is Tricia there on the radio?
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, lovely.
She's married now.
I don't care.
You've been married 9 months. Well, 9 times.
9 times.
Yeah.
They've been married only 6 months. Go figure.
Oh, the lucky man.
Well,
In about 6 months from now, you'll be in the same condition I am.
I don't think Dickie here is aware that Wisconsin is a community property state, unlike what goes down in your neck of the woods.
That's right. Do you have any pigs to send down?
I can see this is going absolutely nowhere.
Like a dog with a bone.
Nowhere. Yes.
So
Yes.
the word is to this gal in Indiana, because you are from Illinois, that you will do your part and take when the city council says goodbye to the pig, you will take the 160-pound pot-bellied pig named Daisy and put her in your harem down there with all the sheeps and the goats.
Certainly.
Right?
I will take all abandoned pigs and abandoned pig wives. I will take them all, and I will put them in my basement and lock them up where I will talk to them.
Well,
Yes.
well, now we know
Talk
what's
to
wrong
them.
with you.
Right. Talk to them.
Well,
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
at least you're considerate.
Probably better that
At
way.
least you're considerate, and
Yes, thank you.
doing your part as an Illinois resident to help those less fortunate over in Indiana.
Yes, I would love to take all abused pigs and wives and keep them in my basement.
One
Thank you.
last question. Have you ever been cited by Libertyville people for maintaining a pig in your house?
That would be my 7th wife. Yes, those neighbors did not like her either.
And what was her name? It wasn't Daisy, was it?
That was
Petunia.
Ursula.
Petunia.
Ursula.
Well, what are you going to dress up as Halloween? For Halloween?
I haven't given it much thought. Right. I will catch me next week.
Do you put on an orange turban and a black cape?
I try to go with a shirtless, topless, bottomless. I'd like to be free.
don't.
Maybe a hat. Maybe a hat.
A jaunty little hat.
All right.
Yes.
We got to
Maybe
go.
some boots.
I got to go there, big boy.
Yes. Have a wonderful day, gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you, Gunga.
Thank you.
I got 2 minutes. I got a minute left.
You've got 30 seconds.
Oh, I've got to talk about Pete's Union Park Tavern. Hey, everybody. Excuse me for waking me up here. If we just joined us, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the October 27th pick-to-click edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. You know, normally we had about 6 minutes, but I think, they're moving on with some more important stuff, I guess, from us. They listen to me, yeah, sure.
Somebody somewhere did.
Broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WIP on your radio dial. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Our special guest today is filling in for Elmo, is Dick and Tricia Baltus. And as you can tell, we are taking serious journalism
To a new level.
to a all-time high, exactly. We didn't say which level. We usually like to start slow and kind of taper
down from there. Yeah.
You don't want to set the bar too high because then I expect you to bring an A game every week, and some weeks I'm a little sluggish
or a little slurry. Speaking in cursive.
Yeah, cursive. Also with us, as he is each and every Saturday morning, every young snot-nosed little kid's role model, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie the Love Doctor. Hey, you going to celebrate Halloween?
No.
Boy, what's going on here?
Never.
Nobody's got the Halloween spirit.
I work.
Oh, jeez.
Ain't nobody bringing me candy.
Yeah, well, again, performing as both our engineer and board operator, a role model in his own right. Wacky Wayne joins our encounter group this morning. Just got word yesterday, you're going to like this. They extended the roadkill pickup.
I knew they
to the
would.
End of the year.
I knew they would.
So you guys coming from Maniac.
Yeah, I got a lot to pick up, too. Oh, geez.
So, Tricia, when you sent Dick over to the hospital.
What are you insinuating,
No,
sir, Scotty?
I meant the grocery store, and he comes back with some fresh roadkill. You can make a stew out of that. Possum and skunk, and yeah, look what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a secret roadkill recipe? You want to share with anybody?
No, not today.
Okay.
If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
Well, we're part of our show is community service, and we want to share.
He may have a better one than I do.
You got a roadkill recipe, Dick?
I take everything I can find in the refrigerator, ice cream included. That was my breakfast today. Just mix it in a pot with a can of gravy and call it a day. I'm not quite the cook that Shirley is with all of her deer parts and whatever.
Now, I know you've only been married for 6 months, but I don't think ice cream is considered roadkill. But that's just me. I don't think it's an official roadkill product, ice cream.
It's a mandatory product, though.
Okay. Okay. Everything tastes better with ice cream. Anyway, Wacky Wayne, any reason why the Lord should be weeping this morning? Or
the lack of Halloween spirit.
Yeah, that's really...
I'm pretty sure the Lord is weeping.
Depressing.
Actually, he's probably jumping for joy. A bunch of people not celebrating a pagan holiday, so, you know.
Well, that's a good point.
You know.
Now, if for those who want to celebrate my birthday, that's a different ballgame.
That's an entirely different pagan holiday.
And if you want to know where I'm registered...
we already know.
I'm at the adult bookstore, and they have all my sizes out there. So.
Yeah, they do.
262-694-1050.
Your inflatable sheep came in.
We could celebrate all 3 birthdays because all 3 of us are in November.
Oh, really?
Wild party.
You rated out? Are you registered out there, too? I think I did see your picture and name out there.
I've run into some people I know out there once in a while. You should see their faces turn red, man. I don't care myself.
Oh, no, absolutely. Not with the missus and you're on the radio. I get this from Elmo. Let me get this up.
I don't think we got the pills for that here, Scott.
No.
That's what she said.
Well, it kind of goes along with this. I get a text from Elmo. Your inflatable robotic sex doll is filing for divorce proceedings against you. That's pretty bad when you...
Your former relationship advisor is
and a robotic sex doll is kicking me to the curb.
Right.
Says you're boring.
I'm just in a slump. Anyway, don't forget that. Nobody has said the status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Service. And if you happen to get lucky and say the secret word, we're going to send you a Boathouse $20 gift card, if you feel lucky. And if you haven't won the lottery...
No, it goes tonight. $250 million, $750 million. Powerball.
Nobody won the Powerball?
Nobody won the Powerball on, what was that, Thursday?
Last night. Oh, that's the Mega Millions.
Mega Millions. Somebody won that. That was the 1.6.
Yeah, billion.
That was in South Carolina. One guy won it.
But I think,
or one girl. I don't know who it was
when
exactly.
Somebody said in last night's Powerball, one guy from Madison won $1 million.
Right. Right, but that doesn't take away from the full pot.
So when is that?
That's going to draw again tonight.
It is again?
Yeah.
Well, then I better get
Thursdays and Saturdays, I think.
Well,
for the Powerball. So
well, then I'm going to have to get another one.
You might have to run out and spend a couple of bucks.
Yeah. Well, before I foolishly waste it.
Right.
Things like
iced tea.
Yeah, iced tea. Coming up after this, in this half hour, due to public outcry, and boy was the public crying this week. We'll see if the true Kenosha treasure, who, by the way, is currently on display at the Dinosaur Museum. Captain Mike will be calling in.
Is he?
On his segment about having a safe Halloween.
Inspiring Kenosha. Oh.
Public outcry.
We are ringing that chamois for all it's worth, aren't we?
Yeah, besides, he kills. I saw him last night. He's kind of depressed. He's kind of down. His relationship isn't really working out. And,
well, isn't she a murderess?
Well, that's a nickname.
Yeah.
Jeez. You spent a couple years in prison. I mean,
right? Yeah, you know.
You never gone out with a woman that did time, did you, Dick?
No. Wait a minute. Actually, I did.
He married her last May. No.
Oh.
She says, I'm married, and I said, "Where's your husband?" She says, "He's in prison." I said, "Oh, that's okay then."
Yeah, but you should have immediately asked, "What's he in prison for?" See, that would have been me.
As long as he's in prison and put away, that's fine. I was in no mood for conversation.
And he's got a new mate called Bubba. Now, Tricia, you've never done time, have you?
No.
Not hard time.
I haven't done any time.
Well, you got married 6 months, so you are right now. Yeah, serving here.
Yeah.
Hey, written in our home office at Amen Corner on the deck at the Boathouse Pavilion where gray hairs matter.
Get ready with the bell.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you one. This week's top 10 thought-provoking categories, the top 10 ways to make Halloween more exciting here in Kenosha. Number 10, blindfold all the trolley drivers dressed as Little Red Riding Hood. Number 9, allow Irish Ruth to be George and or Libby Custer. Number 8, fill all the pumpkins with fresh roadkill. Number 7, All ladies looking like Stormy Daniels get free candy at Barter Manor. That'll bring up my spirits. Number 6. Let all the snot-nosed little kids dressed as Chicago Cubs pretend they are baseball players. Number 5. Dress up like Captain Mike and go as Captain Mike. Number 4. Everybody wears a zombie costume and masquerades as a city alderman. Number 3. Ex-wives get a broom and fly around as a wicked witch of the West. That's present company excluded there. Number 2. Ride as a headless horseman and be the legend of Creepy Pothole. And the number 1 way to make Halloween more exciting here in Kenosha, in accordance with city tradition, change the date to the last Sunday in March and the hours from midnight to 6 a.m. How was I doing there? Pretty good?
Not bad.
See, there's my problem. I always try to rush things a little bit.
Right.
At my age, I get a little premature. As
It's
you
true,
say.
yeah.
And I try to time this with the music. See, I'm used to not this kind of music with the the Letterman thing, but
Yeah.
I'm used to more like Johnny Cash, not Johnny Cash, but Johnny Mathis.
Okay.
And, something that's a little more soothing, and I can take my time. And
Right.
do we have a phone call there, big boy?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
Good morning, Uncle Scotty.
Captain Mike, my man.
Yes, it is. Well, first of all, we got to straighten out I said mermaid. You guys said murderer.
Oh, mermaid. Oh, that explains
mermaid, not murder. That was you guys started with that stuff at the bar. You got carried away, man.
Well, that's the first time we ever got carried away in a bar-type setting.
I'll let you buy you a slider on that one.
Well, I'm glad you corrected me because, a mermaid, that probably explains why she's got the web feet all the time.
Sounds much better than murderous.
Like a scale that fish, eh?
Yeah, I guess I misspoken. You have my sincere apology for thinking that you would. Okay.
Now, concerning how to make the place safe for Halloween.
Yeah.
I got some ideas.
Okay.
Arm the children.
With guns?
Sure.
Excellent idea. Excellent
That way
idea.
they don't have to take a lot of stuff from bigger people.
AK-47s? AK-47s and Glocks?
Yeah, sure. Well, whatever you got. You can't let people pick on the little ones.
There you go. I like that. So, in other words, anybody under 12 gets to carry a firearm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
something like that.
Got it,
There's
got
a little variable, 10 to 12, some maybe 5 and 4 years old.
Yeah. Start them early.
Yeah, little 20, little 22 or what do you call them? Little bitty guns for the babies.
Yeah. Okay.
Little bitty ones.
That's an excellent idea.
Then you could get costumed midget policemen. They'll think they're in costume, but they're actually midget real cops with guns.
You got this thing about midgets. You called in about midget wrestlers a couple weeks ago.
I think no, it was midget basketball.
Okay. Yeah.
It's midget basketball league. I mean, what nobody in the world would have a midget basketball team except Kenosha. They'd flock here from all over the known galaxies, I think.
So, in other words, all the police people, patrol people out on Halloween would be midgets?
Just a few of them here and there,
Okay, that's another
with
good.
the kids.
I can
with
tell.
The kids,
I can tell a lot
they
of.
think they were just little kids in costumes. They'd be real cops, so they'd all be authorized. Everything would be legit.
Are the cops going to be carrying weapons?
Oh, absolutely.
What do they get? Clubs and hammers?
Yeah, what's them things with the rubber bands on them?
Folks, let me just a second. I got to apologize about this. I got to apologize to the Baltuses for this little segment. That we got to get through it. He's a wonderful guy. Anybody that dates a mermaid, he's aces in my book. Okay, you got another one?
You could have a real SWAT team composed of midgets, and they'd think they were just like costume people, but they wouldn't. And they'd have the big heavy artillery stuff.
Say that one more time.
Well, you could get a real SWAT team, a real one composed of midgets, and that way they could really blow up stuff with high tech weapons to not let the children get picked on, right?
I guess so. I mean that's.
If all else fails, you could go into the corner and go in the fetal position and suck your thumb.
How could I can't imagine any part of your plan failing. This is brilliant.
I mean, either.
Let me ask you this.
Took a lot of thought, a couple of minutes at least.
Let me ask you this. How much bourbon did you have to consume to come up with this?
Children begins to lie. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure the community. You got one more?
No, that's it.
That's enough. That's enough. Well, I'm glad you brought in some of these points because some of our callers were not getting into the Halloween spirit. Some weren't going to even dress up. Some weren't going to give candy away, and some guy was going to give some mope was going to give guards in a tower an extra taser, and so I mean I'm glad you brought something of substance to the community.
A little levity, a little sense,
well, let's not go nuts.
A bunch of little people.
Yeah, a bunch of little people, and arm all the kids with Uzis and
a bunch of armed little people.
Boy,
yes.
That's brilliant.
That's right.
You should be in politics.
I think I should.
All right, I got to go. I'm a little behind here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you guys.
Captain Mike, as always.
See you, Captain.
See you at the conference.
See ya. Bye.
Where was I?
You got to do.
I got to read Pete's. Yeah, Pete's Union Park tab.
He picks up the phone and calls who he needs.
Well,
so no, he's not.
He's into organizational skills.
Yeah. Okay.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
Dennis. How'd you pass your kidney stone?
Bad news. It's still there, but it's moving toward being passed.
I know. I got to explain to my guest here, Dick, and his lovely wife Tricia, that Dennis calls every week, and he's had this problem for months, passing a kidney stone. So, you see what the show brings.
Knowledge.
It's an update. Yeah, it's a kidney stone update. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to know something. I know the captain's going down to Mexico again, right?
Well, there's plans of, but I don't know if he's going with the mermaid or the murderess or anything in between. But he's
I have a suggestion. Instead of flying or whatever, how he gets there, we could start a little early. Maybe we could get a group, get a caravan, and go down to where he goes.
I don't think you want to go any place that those people are going. You might not come back. And then what's your wife going to do without you?
No, I'm saying we could go down there.
We, meaning me?
Captain. All of us, sure.
Oh, no. I'm not going to Mexico. The only place I go is Sturtevant. But,
there you go.
And they won't even let me in. You can, and if you go to Mexico, who's your wife going to con into taking her to the mall in Johnstown? See? You're here for a purpose.
Have you ever been to Cancun? They have plenty of malls down there.
I was there years ago.
Hey, I was doing an Adopt-A-Road pickup cleanup this morning, so I didn't hear the first part of the show. Did you divulge anything about the plans for your Veterans Day show?
Yeah, we are doing that on Saturday, November 10th from the American Legion 58 Below. 10 to noon live with some great guests and some great videos. So encourage everybody to come down to celebrate Veterans Day with us.
And there will be no uninvited songstress guests coming? Or?
I can't control that. Dennis, I got to go. And, Dick and Tricia have been married 6 months. You got any advice for them?
Sure.
Stay out of the malls?
Been 6 of the happiest months of their life, and 20 years from now, there'll be a couple that's been married for 15 happy years.
Excuse me, Tricia, don't throw up in the bucket. Go over there in the corner in the bucket. All right, I got her. We got it.
All right.
All right. We got another call here.
Thank you.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
God, it's about time you answered the phone.
Who's this?
This is Elmo. What the hell?
I never recognize
I want to stump the chumps.
You want to stump the chumps? All right, hang on.
It's 11:20. You're supposed to be doing stump the chumps.
Okay. Wow. You want me to take 10 minutes and set this up? Hey, look, boys and girls, the clock on the wall says it's 11:22.
Whose show is this? Is it?
Hey, thanks for the text.
I've not been listening to the show, so okay.
Thanks for the text about my robotic thing, filing for divorce. I had to read that, and Dick Baltus here is a young, impressionable newlywed. I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I know. I've known Dick for a long, long time. So
okay, what's your question? Because you're probably not going to win anything, but go ahead.
Teddy Roosevelt, Jack Nicklaus, and Groucho Marx all wore the same shoe size. What was it?
Wait a minute. Teddy Roosevelt. He's dead, right? He's dead.
Ever so slightly, yeah.
And who was Groucho Marx?
Yeah, also
Groucho
dead.
Marx and Jack Nicklaus all wore the same shoe size. What was it?
Well, Marx is dead, and Jack Nicklaus is still with us. I want to say, do you know this?
I'll say 11 and a half.
I would say 13 and a half.
I was going to say 13 just because it's Halloween and that number.
They probably wore a size 7.
Yes, see, these people, these people just didn't float in here by accident. They got some smarts. We're going to say 13.
That's incorrect.
What is it?
I have no idea. I just made the question up.
Well, Elmo
they probably didn't wear the same suit.
Elmo, two things. Technically, you lose.
Yeah, I know. It's B flat, all right?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
it's B flat.
And I hate to ask where you've been since 8 o'clock this morning.
Since 7?
Well, I'm getting ready to go sing. That's it. I got to put my uniform on and head out to our meeting place, and we're heading to the Schwabenoff.
Do you have to wear a special German choir underwear when you go up there for the concert? Do they inspect you?
We have green thongs that we all wear.
So that way, at the end of the show, it gets really exciting.
Now
we're defending our championship. We won last year, so we have to defend our titles.
Yeah, now we're not going to hear of any bad reports out of the Schwababahn newspaper with you guys getting in trouble with any strippers or anything like that, right?
Well, most of the women there are over 80 years old, so I don't know.
That's my question. That's why I asked.
Heart attacks for everybody.
What are you taking, Captain Mike, with you?
Well, no, I could have put him on. I could take him as a guest if he wants to go, you know.
Hey, he clarified something this morning. I don't know if you heard that. When I accused him of dating a murderess, it's not a murderess. It's a mermaid.
It's a mermaid.
It's a mermaid, and I guess he said it was a bunch of bar talk, and I said that's highly unlikely that came about. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything. So
that's clear. Okay. Well, you behave yourself now.
Oh, never.
And
there's no fun in behaving yourself. You know, that's
Yeah. Okay. To tell you not to drink much would be kind of fruitless on my part.
Well, I know I had to. I was working the bar at the club the other night, and we had a couple of handlers of Jaeger that were taking with us, so it should work out all right.
A couple. So somebody's driving a bus, or are you guys going carpooling?
No, we're carpooling, but we have several individuals that, for health reasons, cannot drink, so they're going to be our designated drivers.
Hey, be careful up there because you're close to the Indian tribe, you know. In Schwababahn, that's right next to the Oneidas, I think.
No, we're in West Milwaukee.
Oh, what's I thought there was
almost we're on West Silver Spring Drive. The Schwabenoff is on West Silver Spring Drive, almost to Menominee, right between Milwaukee and Menominee Falls. That's it.
Is Irish Ruth going with you guys?
I hope not.
Okay, well, we'll be hearing from her for a third time.
Has she called yet today? I
twice. Twice, and she's not in the. You know, a lot of people aren't in the Halloween spirit. They're not giving out candy. They're not decorating, and. So what can I say? We did our part. Hey, and I don't know if you heard this, and then I got to let you go. Captain Mike's, inspiring Kenosha. You know what he thinks they had to do to make Halloween safe in Kenosha? He suggests arming all the kids with AK-47s and Glock machine guns. That works. Huh?
That works. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you in the conference probably. Whenever.
No, I'm not going to be back until maybe tomorrow, so I'm not going to be back till probably 10 or 11 tonight. So.
Well, I won't be awake at 10. I'll be in my third P by 11.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
so.
Later, I'm
Good luck, Elmo.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Later.
Bye.
Let's see. We were going to get into the talking about how to carve a pumpkin, but it doesn't sound like anybody is enthused about this. But I did come across this article. This is in someplace in Virginia. And any kid over 12, Captain Mike was saying arming kids.
Yeah.
If you're over 12 and walking door to door Halloween or trick-or-treating, here's how it's called. Any person over the age of 12 shall engage in the activity commonly known as trick-or-treat or any activity, other activity of similar nature or character, shall be guilty of a misdemeanor and shall be punished by a fine of not less than $25, more than $100, or by confinement in jail for not more than 6 months.
Wow.
See, Dick just got married, and he's for 6 months, and they didn't fine him and put him. Well, he's been confined, right? But
you're just trying to get Dick in trouble.
No, just trying to point out some things.
Okay.
I'm all for a successful marriage as long as it's not mine.
Well, we know that.
Anyway, can you imagine that if you're over 12 and? Geez, I just can't. I have a hard time believing that. Well, if anybody has any tips on how to carve a pumpkin, give us a call. We got to take another break here coming up. And this there are some other news items. They finally caught this bomb suspect And in the paper today, you know what his what do you call it, profile or what his job was?
Sure.
He's an amateur bodybuilder and former stripper. A loner with a long arrest record. Who saw that coming?
Yeah.
The guy's name conferred that this Sayak, I guess his name is, had been a stripper. He'd been an online, according to his online resume, and he described himself as a booker and promoter of burlesque shows. And it also listed, now this wasn't on easy. He was also a former email advisor to Hillary Clinton, apparently. And here's one thing the FBI disclosed, that the FBI used Maxine Waters' mouth as a bomb tester. So this guy's, I think they're going to throw him in jail, and he's pretty much toast for a while.
To be stripping in jail.
To be stripping in jail for some guy named Bubba.
Got to do something with the spare time. Got a lot of time there.
I think he's, apparently from what I understand, these were fake bombs, but were never intended to go off.
Okay.
Because there was no mechanism. However, it did throw a whole bunch of terrorists in all these people who happen to be Democrats.
Sure.
I don't understand that. Coming up for the midterm elections, but we're going to take one more break, and we're going to come back for the home stretch. Right, Trish?
Yep.
Okay. What do you think so far for 90 minutes? Okay, enough for her.
Don't know what to say.
Huh? Down the home stretch on the Kenosha State Trolley Ride this morning. If you just joined us, this is the October 27th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live to over 1.4 million people who reside in the WFP listening area. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, the Baltuses, Dick and Tricia, learning firsthand what it's like to be a Stump the Chumps winner, and learn firsthand what it's like to appear on the red-hot airways of WIP. What's this? So obviously you told some of your family and friends that you were coming here this morning, right? And we got a couple texts. Did you get some texts?
Not yet.
You did?
Dick got a call.
Did you get? Oh, well, yeah, live. The way I see this is Trisha's going to take his phone privileges away and never allow him to call here ever again. That's the way. Hey, and Elmo's not here, and he brought up the fact that my robotic sex doll was going to file for divorce, and I got a text mail from a colleague of mine that wants to know if I want to put one on order. So
looks like you got a replacement already lined up then, huh?
That's right. Gonna be a busy weekend.
Oh yeah.
From the galaxy called Spider Dome, the Love Doctor, Spider Ronnie, and of course the engineer board operator Wacky Wayne. We have a call there. I like it when he takes his time and says, "Yeah, okay." Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
Downtown, da-da-da-da-da-da. Scott, Mike Bjorn.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad that the Kenosha News did the 6-part series on the roads, but I'm waiting for the 7th part, and that would be interesting in that would be talking about, are we using the right contractors, construction people, to do these roads, or are we wasting money? For instance, in front of our little store, it had to be redone 3 times before John Fox, the alderman, and the city inspectors okayed it. And it wasn't that we were complaining. It was just such a bad job that they were embarrassed about the whole thing. I mean, the inspectors and John. And then the debacle that's going on as well from the same construction company on 22nd Avenue. You know, the cold weather is fast approaching, and that's another situation where they blew it and it had to be redone. Now, I realize the law says in Wisconsin you have to use the lowest bidder. Well, maybe it's time to change the law.
You better talk to our buddy Bob Wirtz. Get him away from the spaghetti dinner table.
I've been thinking about how to handle it, but what good does this do to fix the roads when they're going to be a mess less than 5 years later? For instance, down here they used asphalt, and before the road had even been down 6 months, the asphalt was cracking, and they had to, retar it here and there. The concrete was bad. It had to be replaced. It started cracking within days of being put in. I mean, that's just a downtown example, and I can only imagine what else is going on in the community.
Well, that goes on. It's a Kenosha tradition. We call it do-over Kenosha. Every time we do something.
It seems to be. And then this myth that
the parking ramp supposedly going to be built on 8th Avenue Nowhere is going to solve the downtown parking problem. Scott, that ramp is going up for the underlings who work at City Hall, that when they move City Hall over on 56th Street, that parking ramp will be for those people that don't have signed parking places at City Hall.
Well, that parking ramp's supposed to hold 300 cars. I saw the thing of it, 4 stories
Well,
at
I
least.
think that's wonderful as far as helping City Hall, but I assure you it won't help Main Street, 6th Avenue whatsoever. People don't like to walk 200 feet, let alone 2.5, 3 blocks.
I'm going to be addressing the Kenosha News in-depth article in just a minute on this week's. They get a doofus from me, so surprising.
Okay, keep in touch.
All right, thanks.
Yep, bye-bye.
Where was I at? We are here each and every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. until noon. And again, if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune in tomorrow, AM 1050 WAP at noon, and listen to the replay of this and replay the magic.
Yes.
We're going to have to get you we can burn them a copy of this, right, Spider?
Sure.
Okay. And what do we charge for those? Only $100 now? Each?
We only need one.
Oh, sure. Now they're married. Now they're going to split, right? Status of the Secret Word Challenge to win a $20 Boathouse gift card from Barter's Financial Planning is still yet to be unnamed. And this is usually when we give a hint. Here, I'll let Tricia read that hint right there. Can you read that? Got to read it in the microphone. This is the hint for the secret word.
What best describes Uncle Scotty's latest hairdo?
That's a pretty good hint. Put that over here. 262-694-1050. Well, don't you got to keep it up there so I don't see it. And now, boys and girls.
I got you. Calm down.
And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's special editorial segment, High Five Zingers and Doofuses. This morning's headliner, as the pumpkin turns, like the sands in the hourglass in the days of our lives. There you go. This week's high five goes to the Kenosha Unified School Board for renaming Ruther High School's auditorium the Ralph Houghton Performance Center. Houghton spent 56 years in the district and was affectionately known as the Music Man. Ralph is widely credited with establishing the district's bandorama, the orchestra and choral festivals, and he also led the initiative to combine Bradford Tremper's marching bands and forming the Black Watch. And the one thing that I'm really happy about is the school board actually listened this time to the ad hoc committee's recommendation and didn't rename it the Ralph Houghton Football Stadium.
Yay.
Doofus. This week's Doofus goes to...
No. We're skipping right ahead.
We'll go to the zinger. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got this wrong. The Kenosha News for their hard-hitting, in-depth 6-part series on how bad roads are here in Kenosha. I know that I thoroughly enjoyed reading about how deep the potholes are these days. How deep are they, you ask?
No.
Ask me.
How deep are they?
I saw one pothole in Sheridan Road that was so deep it even had a gift shop and a restaurant in the bottom. It was so deep, the one pothole on 22nd Avenue was fully equipped with an entrance and exit ramp. And I really got all jacked up when they published the dates for that our Public Works Department will begin these overdue projects sometime in 2019. And like Mike Bjorn says, stay tuned, folks, for more hard-hitting exposés in the Kenosha News when they publish the redoing over dates in 2020. And I really liked because this is newsworthy, the next great quote in the Kenosha News. So other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, did you have a nice time at the theater? And this week's Wearing Doofuses now, right?
Yeah.
Goes to the Union Pacific Railroad and the city of Kenosha for not insisting that sidewalks be put in at the 7800 block of 60th Avenue, with each one pointing the finger at each other, claiming it's the other one's responsibility. To that we say, poppycock. So here we go again. Why isn't the alderman from the 17th district leading the charge so that no one gets hurt, or worse, even killed, when trying to cross this very dangerous crosswalk? Well, at least Kenosha citizens can sleep well, knowing that if we have more than 2 inches of snow tonight, their streets will be plowed, or better yet, maybe we should put in a kiosk complete with a first aid kit at that intersection and let the chips or bodies fall where they may. And there you have it, folks, as the pumpkin turns for this Saturday, October 27th. Oh, do you see it? It loses its luster. I'm Scotty Barter, and I approve this message. Oh, jeez, he's grunting and groaning over there. Well, we're moving right along here. 262-694-1050. What do you say?
And you wonder why we don't give him a mic.
Yeah, that's right. Good point. Big thank you to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, 4917 7th Avenue, open Mondays through today.
Hey, Okay, I think I might know the word of the day.
Okay, give us, who's this, first of all?
It's the old crow.
This is
the old
Pete
crow.
from Antioch.
Oh, no, it's
Pete.
Pete.
I'm sorry. That old crow from Antioch.
Wrong old crow.
All right, Pete. What's your answer?
I would say scary.
That's a very good answer. Unfortunately, it's not the correct answer, Pete.
Yeah, I almost said the bomb too, but then
You only get one choice. No, you won the you won Stump the Chump and came in here.
He's been here twice.
Oh, of course,
Twice,
thank
see?
you.
And
Yeah, I just wanted to participate and call in and just let you guys know I'm still around.
are you in,
The car
are you
the car
participating?
engine exploded, so my ability to get around is a little limited for another week or two.
Now, after your two appearances here, confirm or deny, you're still married?
Yes.
See, it didn't harm you, didn't it?
Yeah, happily, of course.
Oh, yeah, I had that. Your wife listening to this? yeah. Yes, yeah, I can tell. So,
yes.
So whoever else wins this, we'll have to have you on probably before Christmas time again.
Yeah, not a problem.
I got your information. Are you going to partake in Halloween? You're going to dress up and all that good stuff?
No, I'm just going to behave this week. My plans are to go to Milwaukee a day before Veterans Day, and then I'm going to try to swing by on your Veterans Day event down there at
58 Below.
58 Below there.
Yeah,
Right.
well, good. We'd love to see you from 10 to 12.
I'll try to make it back down from Milwaukee at that time. I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
We're going to get a hotel room that night and hang out up there for a day.
You're going to take the missus with you?
Well, she's going to try to get off of work, but if not, I got my sister, brother-in-law. My son are going to go up, so.
How long you been married? I forget.
About 10 years now.
About? What'd you do for your wife for Sweetest Day last week?
Well, she had to work and I had to work, so it was pretty separate. But we got some stuff that we got planned for the next couple weeks. So.
All right. Okay. Well, keep in touch and thanks for calling. Unfortunately, what was your answer?
I said
scary.
I said scary.
No, that was not
for
it.
me. For me, it would be sparse, but that's true.
Oh, not for me.
Yeah, no,
You know,
no, you got a full head of hair there.
Captain Mike comes into the conference this week and says he takes off his orange cap and he says he just came from the barber. And you know what they did? They just put a little talc on there and took a chamois to it.
That'll be me in a little while.
All right, Pete. Well, good luck in Antioch.
When you're our age, the only reason I go to the barber now is to take off the ear hairs.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you for enlightening our audience with that. See, Tricia, this is a well-informed show. We very well-informed. Not very bright, but okay, Pete.
Okay, have a good week.
All right.
Take it easy.
I got to get back to Pete's Union Park Tavern here and bides. Help wanted. Persons needed to grind or chew hay for a horse with bad teeth. That you find
That's
in
very
here.
important, yeah.
And here's another one. For sale, parachute, excellent condition, only used once, never opened.
There you go.
Here's in the personals. Overweight, seriously competitive computer gamer seeking svelte, kinky sex vixen for impossible fantasy roleplay. Some willingness to assist with basic bodily functions required. So there was one more here I was going to read. Oh, here in the personals. Young farmer with 100 acres would be pleased to hear from a young lady with a tractor.
Oh yeah.
Please send the photograph of the tractor. And here's my I'm a Sagittarius. Here's are you Sagittarius, Dick? Yeah.
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Okay, I'll read yours. Scorpio is you will find that old dirty jean jacket you wore when you told your church youth group you thought Satan was funny. That's your what's yours?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. That's me and you. A little green man that smells your feet when you are asleep will begin living under your bed. See, this is the stuff. This is Elmo.
Yeah.
That comes up, and you find that stuff. See, he calls up and blames everything on me.
Of course.
And so we got a few minutes left here. If anybody wants to take a shot at the secret word, 262-694-1050. Let's see. This was this was a couple that filed a lawsuit against the Elvis Presley estate for $75,000. And apparently this couple were staying at the guest house in Graceland in last October when a fire alarm went off, and they tried to leave the room to escape the alarm. But apparently the elevators weren't working, and so they were stuck with the alarm until it was finally shut off after 30 minutes. And this guy has to go to the emergency room department for a local hospital and claimed he had some ear disease, condition involving the perception of noise. And in addition to experiencing severe, permanent, and debilitating bodily injury, his marriage has been affected. Now, Dick, let me ask you this. Does hearing impaired affect your marriage if you get called to testify as a witness for this?
What did you say?
He pretty much, yeah, what are you rolling your eyes for?
He nailed that one.
Well, isn't it supposed to be when you get married? Wayne, you listen to your wife and hang on her every word, don't you?
I hang on a lot of words, yes.
Yeah.
Out of a lot of mouths.
Well, I don't know what it is. Why guys, I thought why God gave us 2 ears, is so it goes in one and out the other. But somewhere in the middle, a woman has to figure that out and do something different so that whatever you tell him, he retains it for more than a couple hours.
We still haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, okay. Well, gives you another 6 months. Come back and report to us. The jury is out.
Real quick, going back to this story, Scott.
Yeah.
These people are in the guest house at Graceland, right?
Right.
And they hear the fire alarm go off, and they go to the elevator.
Right.
You're not supposed to use an elevator.
The thing you're not supposed to use in case of a fire, right?
Right.
Well, I guess.
It usually drops to a certain floor automatically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the fire alarm goes off, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be anywhere near the elevator. You're supposed to take the stairs. So they didn't get on the elevator, and then they just stayed there with the ringing alarm?
Right, for a half hour.
For a half hour. So the problem is the guy's ears, right?
Yeah, and he says...
Not his mental faculties?
Well,
his ability for cognitive thinking.
He's cognitive thinking. Yeah. Wow. You've been to broadcasting school.
It's my dollar of the word calendar, dollar of the day calendar word.
He claims in his lawsuit that his marriage has been affected, and he suffers the loss of enjoyment of physical activities, and claims his sleeping patterns have changed because he's got to take medication now to fall asleep, and because he's got to take the meds, they have caused
other problems.
Yeah, other problems and mood swings.
He can't get his plug in all the way.
And it has resulted in him moving out of the home that he shares with his wife.
Mm-hmm. All because of a fire alarm.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, Dick, you keep this in case you need this somewhere down the road. Yeah. Just in case, I was just kidding. We got just a couple minutes left here. This was another article this was from Kansas. An inflatable colon has been stolen from the University of Kansas Cancer Center. The colon was valued at $4,000. It was stolen from a pickup truck that was parked out in a Brookside in Kansas City. This is probably unlike any other colon that I've seen, but it was a 150-pound, 10-foot-long inflatable colon. So I guess that tells you right there. Why is everything going to inflatables these days? You can get inflatable girlfriends, inflatable
sheep,
yeah. And inflatable colons.
All sorts of stuff.
I mean, if I was supposed to go in for a colon replacement,
yeah,
can they replace your colon? I don't know. Or do you have to?
Don't look at me. I'm
Dennis.
not a doctor.
Dennis, if you know the and call me back 262-694-1050 because Dennis is still waiting. There's something medically wrong with that boy. If it takes him 3-4 months to pass a little stone,
yeah,
and show you what a trooper he is. Every time his wife snaps her fingers to go shopping at the mall in Johnstown, he's right there.
Oh yeah, Johnny on the spot with that.
Johnny on the spot. And
maybe he secretly likes the mall.
Well, I think he's learned to cut his way out of the duct tape that she ties him.
That could be it too. Yeah.
You don't have to use duct tape on your lovely husband here, do you,
No,
Tricia?
Never.
Unless he asks for it.
Not unless he asks for it.
That would be an add-on.
That's another story altogether.
We're winding down with all the flourish of the stories here. This is a story in Florida. A man beat an alligator with a shovel.
You're gonna have to find a whole new series of stories for next week. You're running out.
No, this is just I only took the highlights.
Oh, this is the top of the
top of the heap.
All right.
A Florida man beat an alligator with a shovel after using raw meat to lure it from a pond. This guy gets arrested for this.
Yeah, they're protected.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yes, Scott, to consult you on the colon issue.
Yeah,
yes,
please.
Dr. Dennis.
Dr. Dennis.
I would not recommend the inflatable colon.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, if you have gas to begin with, if the air from the inflatable colon should escape through your system and add to the regular air, you would not want to be walking behind someone with an inflatable colon.
So you've been to doctorate school, right? You have a degree as being a doctor?
In inflatable
I
colons.
have a degree, and I have a doctor of divinity.
Oh, that goes with colon and passing stones, right? I can see that. Divinity?
Well, I know how to make fudge. Divinity fudge is pretty good, but it really does feed into the whole colon issue because if a doctor would happen to fudge the operation, as I said, and you'd have a defective inflatable colon, which air would leak into your regular passage, added to your regular gas, it could create a very combustible situation.
You know what's really sad about this? People are actually listening and believing you. That you know what you're talking about. You don't have a clue, do you?